It's Dragon Ball time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're gonna have a look at the SH Figuarts Super Android 17 from Dragon Ball GT. So what do you get when you take one Android 17 and another one that's created in the afterlife and you put them together? Quite frankly, a kind of hot looking cowboy. This figure, I don't know, I just like always this design talk to me. He's like badass looking, he's a lot taller, and he beats the piss out of Goku. Even though just for a couple episodes and then, you know, Goku wins again. But still, the design still is one of my favorite of Dragon Ball GT. So it's a no-brainer for me to pick this figure up. So let's have a look at it. And while you're here, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I need your help to get the algorithm going, the war against the bots, and also comment on who's your favorite Dragon Ball GT design. Size of the Super Android, he stands at about 15.5 centimeters to the top of his head, which means we are going up to 6 points, almost 2 inches tall. Size comparisons.
Here's Jolter, the SH Figuarts Son Goku, regular Android 17, GT Goku again, and Darkseid.
I love this look. What do you guys think? Is this like an upgrade from regular 17 or is this like a downgrade? You know, he's bulkier, he's taller, and he has longer hair. So, first and foremost, have a look at the overall detail. He has a very angry, somewhat also constipated face if you look at it, and there's like one hair sticking out. I took the face sculpt already off and everything, but I still that's stuck in there. That wasn't me, it's not my hair, that's also not his hair. Realistic hair now in your SH Figuarts. But anyway, we do have a lot of strains that go down in the front. We also have a completely different hairpiece, which we have in the accessories, which we'll have a look at later. Something to look forward to. There's some ball joints in the hair and also the strains on the side. There's like tiny ball joints, so you can rotate that a little bit around. For the scarf, we have a nice orange color that does pop, but for the rest of it, a lot of the figure has like unpainted plastic. That I feel like especially is notable in the skin tone, because you see like how it shines off. Then again, you could be saying, well, he's an android, so what's up with shiny skin? I don't know. We do have some nice metallic gold that definitely pops, and his exposed shoulders going down to some more gold in the forearms, and also the red ribbon, which is like crossed out because it's radical. Quite the edgelord we got going on. Then we also have a flat butt. I'm not a fan of this one. Did he really have a flat butt like that in the show? I don't remember. Please let me know. We do also have a little bit of shading in his jeans, which is appreciated, so it does look a lot more like jeans. And the one cut on this side as we go down to his big shiny boots with a little bit of more gold in there. So I mean, overall aesthetically, I like this figure and I don't really have much to complain. Other than I would have liked to have it maybe a little bit more paint, but the paint that is there at least looks clean. And he looks cool AF. For articulation, as previously mentioned, the hair is on ball hinges in the back, so you can bring that up and down, and also can be swiveled side to side. And then we got the one hair strain in the back, which is on a ball, so there's a limited amount of range you can get with that. This hair strain is completely just hard plastic, well, soft plastic, but there's no joint in it, is what I mean. Then for the head sculpt, you can move that forward, can move it to the back quite nicely. Also does tilt side to side, and we do also have neck articulation. Let me actually display that. So we do also have a swivel in the knot in a scarf, so if you don't want that, you can take that off. But here we have a decent amount of range. Doesn't really go side to side because the plastic is blocking it. Then we have this entire joint which moves forward for his arm. I'm actually very happy with this. It looks clean, and it flows through the entire butterfly joint, brings that forward, back, and then we also can shift it in the socket itself. We do have a hinge in the shoulder, and then we also have bicep swivel, double hinged elbow, and the fist is on another ball hinge, so you can bring that up and down, and also can be swiveled without any hassle. Then for the chest area, does go side to side. It's a little bit blocked, so don't quite bring it all the way around, but that's as much as you can get out of it. Back and forward motion is quite nice, especially the backward motion. Doesn't leave any gaps, looks clean. I love that. And then the hip part is also pretty darn nimble. You can rotate that around, bring it forward, and bring it to the back. You know, if we combine the entire torso area, that does for some really cool, especially powering up poses. And then also the floaty piece of the belt. Well, it's made like a belt, it's molded like a belt, but it looks like it's just part of the pants. Doesn't really stand out, and I like that. So we do have the hip articulation with that. Can bring that also back and forth, a little bit of humping action going on. Then for the leg, goes up. You can bring it up on the joint like this, and then you just shift it out a little bit to the side. You can swivel it out a little bit to the side to get some more out of it. Goes out to the side, doesn't really go to the back because of his pancake butt. And we also can't rotate it on here, but that's why we have a swivel in the thigh, which swivels around in an angle. Not a fan of that, so that makes like for some weird poses. Then we have double hinged knees. Does the boot swivel? The boot does not swivel. And then we have another ball in the foot, so you can bring that back and forth, pivoting in an angle. But, you know, stability is still quite nice, and also does have a toe hinge. By the way, didn't mention it so far, but all the joints over here are nice and tight. Posing this figure is quite fun. So, before I forget to mention it, he also has gun arms. If you just remove the entire kind of gauntlet thing, everything like that. Just pop this off. And has some 2 gun arms. That's so cool. But anyway, then we have for your accessories. Let me get over this weird piece of plastic. So, this is a dragon on like a piece of plastic. You have some holes on the lower half. And you have these clamps to connect them on there. I really don't care about this. That's just like plastic that's taking up space that we don't need around here. I'm sorry. I maybe, you know, if you want to display it like that, that's fine. That's cool. I'm not going to knock anybody for that. But I don't really care about like a dragon printed on a piece of plastic. We do also have a Goku head for like obviously GT Goku, which is kind of weird for me. Is like they get like the entire head. Usually they just like maybe do face or whatnot to go above and beyond and actually mold a completely new head is quite interesting. Then we have an energy effect, which, you know, I love the detail inside of it, but what I don't love is the big line that goes around it. It really kind of takes you out. I mean, if you look at it from the front, well, my ring light is really radiating off of it, so kind of hard to show that, but, you know, it's fine. We also do have one piece to connect it, well, 2 pieces, to connect the ball to the hand so he can fondle his ball with the hand. And these hands have like holes in there, and all the other hands have obviously the energy absorbing kind of little gem in the middle of it because they brought that back. And then we also have these kind of slightly folded up hands, and obviously these open hands to suck up some good energy. He be sucking all the time. Then we have the faces. We have the angry gritting teeth face and the arrogant smirk. These ones look really nice, and also like brings out how long his freaking chin is. That's why he usually hides it behind the scarf, I guess. And then we also have the angry yelling face. I mean, the detail in the mouth is very nicely done. Paint on there is really clean, so I gotta give it props to that. And finally, we do have some more hair pieces. Those are only for like action poses, to switch it out with the hair pieces in the back, which I'm a little bit disappointed because I was thinking with the different hair piece, you would get like a hair piece where he covers his face, you know, when he shows up especially, he's all like emo and stuff. Oh, there's like a ball actually. Anyway, he's all like emo and stuff, and he has the hair covered, and then he slicks it, he just, you know, slicks it back for the fighting and whatnot. I would have liked to have a head for that, but we didn't get it, so guess I gotta deal with it. Final thoughts! After playing around a little bit longer with this guy, I can confirm that he's good. I mean, I like the figure. As I said, I like the design. And it really just suffers from one of the common SH Figuarts issues. Well, you know, could use a little bit more paint. Accessories are fine. And, you know, maybe he's a little bit too small depending on which way you look at it. But other than that, I feel it doesn't really matter at the end because the design still slaps. The articulation is fun, fluent to use, and it works very well. And they did some good parts of engineering with this, except for the flat butt. The pancake butt is the only thing that I don't really understand. Other than that, you know, again, accessories are fine. This piece is kind of weird, but I have fun with this figure, and I will recommend it to everybody who's a fan of the design. And even if you're not, I feel like you should have at least a look at this guy. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, VTuber stuff, and whatever Super Android 17 wants.